welcome to the headache clinic. As I understand it, you are currently dealing with a headache. Yes. Well, we've already got you checked in, so we don't need to do any of the intake. And I'd just like to ask permission if I can touch you so that we can hopefully treat this headache and make it better. Wonderful, thank you. Would you mind just telling me a little bit about where your headache is? Does it feel like a taut band around the head? Is it an ice pick headache that occurs behind the eyes? Maybe in the temples here. Where do you feel that? Do you mind if I touch around and just try to assess the borders of your headache? Wonderful. So is this a dull pain? Sharp pain? Does it throb? And let me know if I hit a tender spot here. I see. Right. And does the pain radiate? Can you feel it going into adjacent tissues? Or has it stayed pretty constant in one area? And does it keep persisting, or does it go away sometimes and come back? Just back here. And does anything make it better? Right, and does anything make it worse? Gotcha. Good to know. So I'm just very gently feeling around here, trying not to aggravate anything, but I'm going to come in with a bit of a deeper pressure. Let me know if this is painful a little bit. Okay. Good. Do you have a history of migraine? Okay, so that's not what this is. Good, good. That would have a different sort of protocol than headache would. Now I'm going to come into the temporalis muscle and the masseter here. These can often be culprits. Right in here with the temporalis muscle. Any pain or tenderness? Okay. Right. Would you mind just clenching the jaw for me? Good. Unclench. Clench. Unclench. Any pain or tenderness with that? And for the masseter muscle, I'm going to have you do the same thing in a moment. But we're also going to check the temporomandibular joint. So, do you mind just clenching your jaw? Unclench. Clench. Unclench. Good. How was that? Now, if you wouldn't mind just opening and closing the jaw so we can assess that TMJ. You could just open the jaw, close the jaw, open, close. Right. Any pain, any feeling of clicking, restriction in movement? here. Do you feel this in the neck at all? Okay, how about right here at the occiput? Right where the base of your skull meets your neck. I see. Alright. So I'm going to do a little bit of an accentuation maneuver, and this might be a little tender, but you know when someone taps on your sinuses, how sometimes if they're inflamed they can feel a little sore with that? That's kind of what we're doing here. So I'm going to be just tapping around your head. Let me know if it feels painful or sore, right? And the bonus is if it doesn't. This generally feels quite nice, all right? Okay, so we're going to start right here. Just tap. Just going to go all around the head here. Working one side first. Then the other. Anything. Good. So this side is good. All right, and I'm trying to keep it a little gentler by tapping on my fingers just to diffuse that pressure a bit. Then it won't be nearly so acute. Get back down. Down to the back. Okay, I'm just going to do a bit on your forehead here. Tap. Okay, anything there? No. Right here. Okay, excellent. So I am going to do that with the sinuses as well to see if we're dealing with any sinus pressure, but I'm going to do this with my fingers directly on the skin here. So I'm just going to tap along the frontal sinuses on the forehead. Good, and the ethmoid sinuses here. Okay, and the maxillary sinuses here. There we go. Nothing there. That's good. The sinus headaches are absolutely no fun. So I'd like to test your light sensitivity a bit, if you don't mind. This is a bit of a bright light, but I'm going to try try to not have the full force of the light shine in your eyes. I just want to test how sensitive your eyes are. You could just look right here at my nose. And I'm just going to come in with a little bit just like that. You let me know when it becomes too much. Just let me know when this becomes too much. Just inching a bit. Good. Okay. Good. Go, so this eye doesn't seem to be very light sensitive. I mean, it is a bit bright, isn't it? Yeah, but it doesn't hurt. Okay. And the other side here. Just go ahead and keep looking at my nose. Good. Just bringing this in bit by bit. There we go. You're doing excellent. There we go. Oh, that's good. I'm glad we're not dealing with light sensitivity, rather. That's absolutely no fun for anybody, huh? Yeah. A little closer here. There we go. Good. Okay, good. So, there are two particular parameters that I want to focus on with your headache today. So, certainly we're dealing with muscle tension for sure, which is generally the cause of most headaches. We also want to work with the pain tolerance as well. So when you're already experiencing a headache, everything just feels more painful. So we want to try to distract you essentially and raise that threshold so that something that might feel like a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 7, can we reduce that number, right? Wonderful. So I would like to start with working with the masseter and the temporalis and the temporomandibular joint here. As I said, these are often culprits. Another one is definitely going to be pinched nerves and poor posture that pinch the nerves back, the back of your head. So we're just going to cover all the bases. So I am going to have you start by getting nice and relaxed. So I'm going to have you roll the shoulders back. Okay, just roll them back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Good, and that helps lower them a bit. We're trying to get a good posture so that if poor posture is a factor, we can reduce that. And I'm just going to press your shoulders down. Press, press, press. Good. Okay. And that opens up the chest here so that we don't get any shortening in these muscles and no lengthening in those ones. So I'm just going to look at your head and see. So I'm going to press your head back a bit. And we're going to see if we can get you a bit more aligned here. So, let me just see where you're at in profile. Right here. There we go. So, I'm going to guide your head back. I'm going to very gently press forward. Good. Press forward. Okay, and press forward. That's a little bit more where your head should be. Does everything feel a bit more in alignment? Good. We just want to check to see if everything feels a bit more freer. The more you have your head forward, the more force is exerted on the neck. Exuded. Okay, so we've got this about straight. Okay, and neck relationship. Good. Shoulders. And I just want to take a look at back, make sure. Maybe we are a little bent forward. Okay, so I'm just going to press you back a bit. Here we go. Just pressing it back so that everything is much more in alignment. So that's how I want you to be, alright? You don't need to be stiff, but kind of just settle into where you're at. Then let's work right in here. So I want to just assess our tension level here. Do you often clench your teeth? Do you grind your teeth at night? Okay. We're going to try to disengage this a little bit. So if I could have you just either put your tongue to the roof of your mouth, or you could lay it on the floor of the mouth. And I want you to create a little space in between the teeth so that the jaw is more relaxed. And then I can really get into where it is that we're experiencing that locking, that engagement. Here we go. Right in there. So I'm going to press in and release. Press, release, press, release. Good. And I'll give that a moment. Oh, on the other side. Just feeling where this is at, and then press, release, press, release, press, release. And we're just going to work each side here. And we could even get into some intraoral work, which is very helpful with the jaw, but that would be something maybe when you're not dealing with a headache. Press, release, press, release, press, release. It's working one by one, just to loosen things up. And then we can get a little more simultaneous. Press, release, press, release, press, release. And there we go. Just noting the differences between the two here. Good. Press, release, press, release, press, release. Okay, we're going to carry that up to the temporalis here. And this should be disengaged like the jaw. If you still have that space between the teeth. Yes, good. So this is more neutral. And definitely a lot less tension here. If I want to assess here, we'll do some work here anyway. Not too bad. just going to start right here. So I'm just going to press, release, press, release, press, release. Okay. Trying to alleviate the tension with this sort of trigger point reduction. Release, press, release, press, release, where we're pressing into the muscle until it starts to slacken, until it loosens up. Press, release, press, release, press, release. Over here. Press, release, press, release, press, and release. There we go. Okay, let's just check on the masseter here. There we go. How does this feel? Is it still as tender? Maybe just a little. Okay. Well, certainly if those muscles have been clenched up and constricted for so long. Contracted, rather. It's going to be a little sore when they finally do release. What about up here? Good, good. So now let's go ahead and focus on the neck a bit. So we're going to do a little bit of stretching. What I'm going to have you do is we're going to do some both active and passive stretching here, where I'm just going to assess how you can move by yourself, and then we'll get a little bit more into opening range of movement and lengthening the stretch a bit. So if I could have you just turn to one side, back to neutral, turn to one side, back to neutral, turn, good, turn, one more, turn, and turn, back to neutral. How did that feel? Where do you feel any pain or tightness? Is it right in here? Or is it more in here? Okay. And if I could have you bring your head all the way back to neutral. Forward. Good. Back. Forward. Back. Forward. Back to neutral. Where can you feel that? Right, and last one. If I could have you tilt your head to one side and then the other. One side, the other. Last one, one side and the other. Good. Can you feel anything here? Right back in here. Okay. All right. And what about with the sides of the neck? A little bit? Okay. So, did it feel like you had any restriction in movement? Okay. Well, we're just going to play with that a little bit and do some passive range of movement. So I am going to hold on to you here. I want you to try to just let the weight of your head rest in my hands. I've got you with both hands. I'm not going to let you fall or anything. And we're just going to do some very gentle movement here. So we're going to come a little bit to the side. Good. A little bit to the side. Does that feel doable? A little bit to the side. A little bit to the side. Okay. A little bit. Good. Little bit. Right? And a little bit back. A little bit forward. A little bit back. A little bit forward. How is this? Not too bad. Good. And then we're going to tilt. Good. And tilt. And tilt. And tilt. There we go. Do another tilt. And tilt. Okay, and how did all of that feel? Did it feel easy enough to let your head rest in my hands and have me move you through those movements? Okay, and what about pain? Not too bad. Okay, less than when you did your full range here. Okay, let's work with that. We are going to do a little bit here. And we're just going to come and move you a little bit more. There. The other side. And we're kind of using your muscles limits a bit to open up the movement where it allows us to go a little bit farther each time. Good. A little bit smoother. Here we go. The other side. So this was the big one right here, was side to side. Okay. And we'll come down a bit. Then back up. Down. Back up. Down. Back up. Good. Back up. Down. Back up. Down. Back up. Good. And then just gonna tilt. 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 Okay. And then the other side here. Tilt. Tilt. And tilt. That one wasn't too bad. Good. Alright, so how did all of that feel? A little bit better. Good. Okay. Let's work with the shoulders a bit. So I am going to have you lift the shoulders. Let them relax. Lift. Relax. Lift. Relax. Good. And now we're going to roll them backwards. Okay. Roll them back. And roll them forward. Roll them back. And roll them forward. That kind of tires them out a little bit. Makes it easier for them to sink down. Just going to press them down. Press down. Good. Lastly, I am going to be using some all-over massage, pressure, light touch to alleviate the pain of the headache. And we're going to do a little bit of focusing, a little bit of body scanning with that. So I'm going to work on your head, but I want you to focus on my words. So firstly, I want you to direct your attention to the tip of your tongue. Feel the tip of your tongue. Focus on it. And then the root of the tongue. And then bringing your attention to the teeth, the gums, the inside of your right cheek, the inside of your left cheek, and the tip of your nose, your right eye, eyebrow, right temple, your left eye, eyebrow, temple, the forehead, the scalp. Bring it down to the back of the head and the neck, the throat, the hollow of the throat, the energetic heart center. It's right at the sternum. And then bring that to your right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, the palm of the hand, back of the hand, the tip of the thumb, first finger, second finger, third, fourth, back to the palm, back of the hand, wrist, elbow, shoulder, heart center. And then the left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, palm of the hand, back of the hand, tip of the thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, elbow, shoulder, heart center. The abdomen, pelvis, the right hip, right knee, right ankle, sole of the foot, the tip of the right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth, fifth, top of the foot, sole of the foot, ankle, knee, hip, pelvis, the left hip, left knee, left ankle, top of the foot, sole of the foot, the tip of the big toe, second toe, third, fourth, fifth, sole of the foot, top of the foot, the ankle, knee, and the hip, pelvis, abdomen, heart center, hollow of the throat, the chin, right side of the jaw, left side of the jaw, right cheek, left cheek, bridge of the nose, between the eyebrows, and center of the forehead. There we go. So, to finish off, we're just going to do a little bit of breathing. Just really set in this relaxation. So I'm going to have you take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. There we go. So, how is that headache feeling now? I know we're calling back attention to it. Okay, good. And do you feel any change in the type of pain? Good. Okay, good. And on a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate that? Okay, excellent. So, is there anything else that you would like me to do at all? Okay, wonderful. So you are free to stay here until your headache goes away. You can take a little nap if you wish, or just relax. It's up to you. But I'm going to take my leave. So I'd like to thank you so much for coming to that headache clinic. And I am quite pleased we were able to do even just a little bit of something about it. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, it would greatly help me out if you clicked the like button and left a comment so YouTube's algorithm registers that it was a good video. If you want to see more of my work, consider subscribing to the channel. I specialist for props and equipment. Thank you again, and I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night.